proof that not only does copyright trump patents, but it trumps the office of patents. I sought one of my patents, or one of my inventions I tried to do it on my own because my trustee refused to pay for it, for the attorney fees. And so I went and did it on my own, just a provisional patent, mind you. But at first, the patent office said, okay. And then I thought, oh, why don't I put extra protection like Byron like he suggested? Why don't I go and get a copyright? So I went through the copyright office and I got an official copyright on the PDF file that was kind of like written like a book that had all the information concerning the free energy device, the simulated free energy device. And it's one of the ideal versions, probably the best one in my collection that I ran across. Anyway, I didn't fully understand it at the time, but anyway, no sooner that I did that, the patent office rescinded their A-OK on my provisional patent and said, oh, you have a typo here. Can you please correct it? And now, after all these years, I figured out what was going on. That the copyright infringes on the ability for the patent office to operate. They can't operate if something's been copyrighted. And they wanted me to change just one little thing, anything, to break free of the copyright so that they could stand good on their issuance of a provisional patent. But the funny part is they rescinded their A-OK of my provisional patent. And normally they're not supposed to look at the contents. But in this case, they did care. And they tell people, oh, we don't care about the contents. We just care about, giving you the date. And yet they do care. Because if it's copyrighted, all of a sudden, the contents matters, when otherwise it would not. So yeah, it's true, it wouldn't matter because it assumes that nobody's going to go and copyright it after they get a provisional patent. So it not only trumps patents, but copyright also trumps the patent office. And I guess it means that the patent office, well, one thing it means as a consequence possibly is that the patent office cannot transfer ownership to government on security grounds. They can't do anything with it if it's copyrighted. It's not in their possession. It's in the author's possession and remains in the author's possession. Now, I always suspected that a trademark is like a patent in which it's not the author's, the originator's possession. Once he gets a trademark, it becomes governmental possession, capable of being regulated by government regulations. But apparently copyright must go back to, I'm assuming, to common law, thus trumping modern day conventions of the legal maze that we have fabricated for ourselves that keeps everybody confused about what's what. And so I always questioned your authority on this particular thought, thinking, well, Byron probably knows what's best, blah blah blah, not really having any standard of my own to seek as a reference, as a second view. But now I can see what I've done effectively corroborates what you say and takes it further, that it trumps the office of patent itself as an authority, because they decide, what passes under their nose, whether it meets their muster or not. And here's a situation that that a copywriter creates that they can't judge it. It's outside of their jurisdiction to even judge it or to even look at it. They can't. And this is very interesting. Now, normally manufacturers will not take up any invention that has not been patented because they believe in it so much. They ignore anybody who has never patented their device. So there is a manufacturing, a commercialization issue. If you're not if you're not one of the crowd of lemmings, then what the hell are you hawking your wares for? But anyway, this is very interesting. I forgot about this particular instance in which I sought a patent because it's fresh in my mind lately, and so I was trying to recall all the different instances in which I sought a patent and never got any success for one reason or another. And this one is I forgot about this one. This is a very intriguing situation because I always thought, those bureaucrats, always looking for typos, but I just shrugged it off. I had no standard upon which to judge that odd behavior or even think it was odd. But now I can see it is, and why. And so thank you for explaining something to me that, most people don't know about, and I got firsthand experience to validate what you say, and even take it more extreme. Describe it or define it as being even more extreme than what you've told me. Even from what I recall, even the office gets trumped, not just patents themselves. And that's very telling.